Welcome to One Chemistry. Always try to do your best. Now, let us see about 100 concepts in organic chemistry. We are seeing it as episode. This is the episode number 42. If you didn't watch previous episodes, I encourage you to go and see. Here, we solve 5 problems step by step. Stay tuned. Let us see the first question. Here they given the 3 different structure of cyclohexane. First one is twisted boards, second one is envelope shaped half chair form, third is the board form. Here they are asking the stability order. They are asking which one have higher stability, which one have lower one. So from the 3 structure and possible stability order, you might realize the question is really about structure versus stability. The answer is B. Let us see how. To understand the structures, you might realize you have to draw with hydrogen. We look at one by stability order because 1 is the strongest one. To understand the 1, you have to see the 3 1. What really happened with 3 is the hydrogen. The hydrogens are with steric effect, so what really happened is the flag pole interaction will be there. The steric effect technically called flag pole interaction, so it will not be stable. The same thing, the flag pole interaction can be avoided by the first structure, which is twisted board. The board is twisted. The twisted along hydrogen axis, both hydrogens are away, so no black pole interaction, so stable form. The second structure actually given with a twist. If you redraw nicely, it's a half chair form. Normal cyclohexane with one carbon above the plane, so all other carbons are eclipsed carbon. Maximum repulsion you can observe, so it's a very least stable. So the first one is more stable, then come third, finally it will come 2. Here the concepts you have to learn here is the flag pole interaction and steric repulsions are important. Flag pole interaction can be avoided by twisted board. Half chair form is least stable. Then let us look at the next question. You have iodocyclohexane, you are using the base, you are having alkene. They are asking rate of reaction is fast or slow, or it is not possible, or substitution favor instead of elimination. From the reaction and possible rate suggestion, you might realize the question is really about bulkiness of iodine versus elimination. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here, the problem in plain side. You have to redraw nicely. You have to redraw in the chair form, so you redraw it. While redrawing, iodine always prefer in the equatorial position, not in the axial position, because iodine is very much bulkier, so it will not undergo axial position. But for the elimination, we need axial position. The diaxial position is necessary, which is called anti-periplanar position. It is not possible in this case, but it is possible by force. So the reaction is very slow. You got elimination, only the iodine achieve the axial position. So the answer is clearly A. It is a slow reaction. So the concepts you have to learn here is the bulky group at axial position is very much unstable and elimination require anti-periplanar position. Normally biaxial, both are trans to each other. Then let us look at the next question. The starting metal is cyclohexane attached with methyl alcohol in the side chain. You are using COCl2 and DMSO at low temperature. They ask you to find the product. The products are differ in the functional group. First one is aldehyde, second one is acid chloride, third one is just a chlorine substitution with hydroxy group elimination. The fourth one is mere substitution of OH2Cl. So from the reactant and reagents, you might realize the question is really about a naming reaction. It is a very specific naming reaction. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here you are doing Swan oxidation. The oxidation is very specific because you are using unusual reagent for oxidation. The intermediate is unimaginable, only you will learn when you write the mechanism. Here the oxidation also selective, always occur at the alcoholic position, not at the alkenic position. Let us see the mechanism. You have dimethyl sulfoxide, you can write it with charges. Then the O minus attacks the carbonyl there. Chlorine is a good leaving group. It attacks there and you have COO bond with sulfur, new OS bond formation. Then you have chlorophyll Cl minus. It attacks the sulfur. Then you have dimethyl thiochloride. Then you have the starting metal which attacks the sulfur. The new OS bond is formed. Then the oxidation occurs by the loss of hydrogen. The hydrogen losses and you have C double bond O formation and you have hydrogen. What is really happening here is you are converting alcohol into aldehyde here. So the answer is clearly A. Here the concepts you have to learn here is Swan oxidation. It is very specific for alcohol, not for alkene. Then let us look at the next question. Here the starting metal you have substituted carbon with CCl3 and OH. You are using aqueous sodium bicarbonate. They ask you to find the products. The products are like CCl3 become acid, or OH substituted by chlorine, or chlorine become ketonic group, or the removal of OH. So all different possibilities. So from the reactant versus unusual product you might realize the question is based on naming reaction. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here starting metal you have chlorine and you have water. What really happens is chlorine is a good leaving group. So always you attack with water, chlorine leaves. There are many attacks of OH. Let us see. The water attacks, chlorine leaves. You have OH there. Again chlorine is a good leaving group. The hydrogen leaves. You have acid chloride formation. Then again water can attack, chlorine leaves. Finally you got the acid. If you look at clearly it's a Riemann-Tiemann reaction. The product is clearly A there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is that chlorine is a good leaving group. The reaction continues until the chlorine is present in the reaction. Then let us look at the next question. The question is about IR values. They given the two IR values 3300 and 2150. Both are in centimeter inverse. They are asking which compound possesses that one, whether 1-butane, 2-butane or butyronitril or butylamine. So from the IR values and possible force structures you might realize the question is about higher IR value versus multiple bonds. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here the A is the correct answer because it can have two higher values because it has C triple bond C and alkynic hydrogen. C triple bond C comes 2150 and hydrogen will come 3300. Two stretching frequency above the values because of multiple bonds. The alkynic hydrogen is higher because of its polarity. The B1 has only C triple bond C bond and C1 has only C triple bond N bond and D1 has NH2. NH2 has the possibility of 3300 but doesn't have another bond. So the compound A has only two higher values. So the answer is clearly A there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is multiple bonds always have higher stretching frequency. That's all from this episode. I hope it was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below. Stay tuned for next episode.